ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna viewers, welcome back. We are discussing shloka number 20, chapter 4, which is called Transcendental Knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In case if you haven't already watched the previous episode, I request you to do so and then come back and watch this, because already the shloka's discussion has begun from the previous episode. So here in 20th shloka, Krishna is describing these amazing characteristics, attributes of an individual who is performing a karma. And what is a karma? You remember, don't you? It is action without reaction. It does not mean inaction. It means you are performing action, but you are not affected by the results of that action. And what is that a karma? It is bhakti, devotional service. So the very first beautiful characteristic that Krishna described was tyaktva karma phala sangam. Sangam means attachment, chipku. Phala sangam, attachment to results. Karma phala sangam, attachment to the fruits of one's activities. Tyaktva, to give up. So I gave you the example of the cashier working in a bank, how he is not affected, and likewise a devotee is also not affected. Another classic example of this, my own most glorious spiritual master, my Guru Srila Prabhupada. In a very short period of time, between 1965 to 1977, so that's like 12 years. In a short period of 12 years, as he was traveling across the world, spreading the message of Lord Krishna, the message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he happened to establish totally 108 temples across the globe. And this incident happened at the point where he had already established 107 temples. So there was this 108th temple that was being worked on, and that was the ISKCON temple in Juhu, Mumbai. And this temple, Prabhupada had to go through so many troubles. Especially there was this man who was causing a lot of trouble, the one who had sold the property to the devotees. Prabhupada was constantly traveling, so he could not personally be there for every meeting with this individual. His name was Mr. Nair. Very, very big time culprit he was. What he had done was he had already sold this property to someone else, and he had manipulated the whole thing and sold the same property to the disciples of Prabhupada, and ISKCON had already made a huge down payment and they were yet to pay the remaining amount. And this fellow, this culprit, not only a second time sold it to ISKCON, now third time again he was going to cheat someone else and he was going to sell it to them also, and the whole thing became it was exposed, and the disciples called Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, this person is cheating us. And these were mostly Western disciples from other parts of the world, and they were not very familiar with how the systems in India work, and they were kind of naive at the time. So they would just sign wherever they had to and give the amount of money. So Prabhupada immediately told them, you better stop everything. I am going to personally come and take care of the situation. So Prabhupada had to fly back, and he is having these meetings after meetings, and this Mr. Nair is so hell-bent on giving a hard time for the devotees. So the incident that I want to bring to light here is, there is a lecture of Srila Prabhupada that he is giving in the temple at the time. Temple means it was not fully constructed, you get the point. And in that lecture, Prabhupada, look at his detachment to the results. Here he is, 80-some-year-old man. He is traveling across the world, opening temples after temples, distributing tens and thousands and lakhs of books, and he is initiating so many disciples. He is doing so much, but he is saying, this is the 108th temple that we want to offer to Krishna, but if Krishna doesn't want it, then what can we do? You see the sentiment, you see the detachment of Prabhupada there. He is saying, if Krishna does not want this temple, then what can we do? It's not like Prabhupada is saying, I have established these many temples, how can this not happen, I will fight this. At the same time, he is doing everything possible to not be cheated and to get this property legally and do everything possible, but at the same time, he is completely detached. This is a little hard for us to understand. How can somebody be so involved in the thick of it and at the same time be so detached? This is the person who is performing bhakti, who is performing a karma, because they are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. If Krishna wants it, so be it. If Krishna does not want it, so be it. It's not for my ego flattering or something like that. So that is why this beautiful statement Krishna is telling, Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Devotees, they are detached from the results of their actions. Very, very important. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. By Krishna and Prabhupada's mercy, this person, anybody who causes trouble for Krishna and his devotees is not going to go too far. So this gentleman ended up leaving his body untimely, and then ISKCON did get the property, and the testimony for that is a wonderful, beautiful ISKCON temple is there, Sri Sri Radha Rasa Bihari. So this is what I wanted to bring to your notice. So let's come back in the next episode and we will discuss more interesting things related to this shloka. Hope you're enjoying. Thank you. Hare Krishna.